Willamette incident.
Willamette, Colorado. The supposed first zombie outbreak in the United States. People talk about it as if it were the first place where everything started. They're wrong in that assumption, but that's a story for another time. I will at least give Willamette credit for setting up my fame and fortune. I was tracking down an old friend and arch enemy of mine by the name of KZX. He lured me right into Willamette, exactly where he wanted me. I should have known the trail was far too obvious, as, obviously, it turned out to be a trap. With virtually no means of escape whatsoever, I was trapped inside that mall for 3 days! Trapped inside with zombies, psychopaths he drugged to the brink of insanity, as well as himself, of course, of which his shenanigans involved both putting a bullet in my ass and attempting to blow up the entire damn mall. However, karma hit back with a beautiful sense of irony. He was done in by one of his very own drug-addled psychos, intended for me, but I guess that backfired. I needed one last piece of information out of him. The password to his laptop. Believe it or not, it was none other than yours truly who came to his temporary rescue. Regretfully, though, by the time I got there, I was too late. He wasn't dead yet, but he was far too beaten up to be coherent enough to give me the answer I needed. So I did the right thing and I left him for dead in his own trap. Fortunately, his sister, who actually, admittedly, is somewhat hot, by the way, but his sister helped me crack the code to his laptop anyway. And that's when the bombshell hit. Apparently, KZX had other plans. He wanted to make sure that there was no escape, even if I did escape the mall. We found information on his computer that led us to believe that not only has he infected Willamette, but he apparently infected several different orphanages across the country. Possibly the world. Oh, and to make matters worse, our only two means of escape were completely gone. One helicopter was shut down, and the other one was taken by this most annoying son of a bitch named Otis, who left us for dead! Oh, and did I forget to mention? Oh yes, that's right, I was also infected by the zombie virus myself. But fortunately for me, KZ's supposed sister knew a thing or two about delaying the virus, pretty much stopping it. But not forever. It wasn't a cure, it only delayed my inevitable zombification, as it were. Out of various mall supplies, we were able to make a makeshift antidote, at least long enough to stop my zombification to get the hell out of Dodge. Oh, and also shoot our way through the military and kill a Black Ops sergeant and hijack a tank. But that's not really that important. The virus strain that was injected into the orphan children wasn't as potent as the virus strain found in Willamette. In fact, that virus strain would take a couple of years to reach full maturity before all hell broke loose. Unable to go to the authorities for both personal and professional reasons, I convinced Isabella that we were saving the world by going across the country and burning down these orphanages. Like if that was going to help. In truth, I knew there was no hope. Even if we did manage to track down every single infected orphan listed on that damn computer, I know that KZX would always have one kept in secret. Burning orphanages was just a way to pass the time. Oh, and to keep Isabella on my side. In actuality, I was actually hunting down Otis, the son of a bitch that left us to die. No one leaves me to die without winding up dead themselves. I'll give him credit, though. Otis knew how to cover his tracks well, even during the zombie outbreaks a few years later. After the military got the initial outbreaks under control, Otis did something I didn't expect. In the years I had been chasing him, he had apparently been writing a book. A book about the entire Willamette incident. In the book, he didn't exactly take the time to smooth out my rough edges. In fact, he kind of depicted me as an antagonist on top of KZX. But the true glory of it is that he didn't have the money to publish it. Well, money I had. At least as soon as Isabella went into the pharmaceuticals business, reassuring the infected that for only $49.99 right now, you can delay your inevitable zombification for only $49.99. Oh, for only 24 hours too, so cough up some money. With over 50% of the shares in Zombrex, I had plenty of money to help publish his book. Of course, with some changes. And by changes, I mean I tracked down his address, burned down his house, and sent him running again, while I published the book under one of my very own aliases, the alias of Frank West, the name of some random reporter that took one snapshot too many. And so the book was rewritten about the mighty Frank West, hero to damsels in distress, bane of all zombies, fighter of oppressive military, and killer of evil Mexican terrorists. The book won everything from the Nobel to the Pulitzer Prize, and me, all the fame and fortune I ever wanted. I was on talk shows, shook hands with presidents. I was a celebrity. I even got a show of my own. But somewhere along the line, I lost myself. Or rather, couldn't keep the real me out of public's eye for too long. A couple of bar fights, one or two murder conspiracies, one too many Charlie Sheen connections. Hollywood, they don't love you as long as they think you're a monster. I think deep down I really knew what was going on. I had felt it 1,000 times before. It never feels any better when it hits you like that. Yet another life of mine was coming to an end. Hell, I was getting fat. It was just about time to move on. And just as I was about to throw in the towel and move on, that's when things started getting interesting.